This is just over 30 rides progress video. Here we are on a 7-mile drive. We took the cattle in to pour them and pull bulls, and she was excellent in the rough country. She's doing very well, crossing water and logs and things of that nature. Here we are beginning our ride, bending her a bit, so she responds to me. She stands very nice to be mounted, and now we will begin our ride. Here I am working with Sera on bending, steering, following my hand with her nose, shoulder, and hip, as well as some neck reining, and moving off of my leg with her shoulder and rib cage to bend softly. To cue the jog, she pretty much will begin jogging with a cluck. If she does not begin jogging after clucking, I'll then squeeze with my calves and finally squeeze a bit with my heels. I'm sitting the jog here, keeping my reins nice and loose, guiding her around this circle with a little more pressure on my outside leg. Now I'm beginning to post, rising up out of the saddle, letting her just extend underneath me. Right there, I just sat down and said easy is her cue to slow down. That was a nice downward transition. And then working on a bit of steering to change directions. She takes a little bit of coaxing to lope as she is more on the lazy side, but I use my hips to scoop up her hind end and gather some propulsion and squeeze quite firmly with the outside leg to get her to pick up the lead. This was very challenging for her before her appointment with Rob, and now she seems to be picking it up very consistently. There was a drastic difference in her demeanor and the way she moved, beginning to lope immediately after the appointment with Rob. As I prepare to stop, I take up contact with the reins, then sit deep in my saddle and push my legs slightly forward into the stirrups. I always back her up immediately after stopping, unless it was perfect, just so she knows to roll her hocks back just a little bit and helps them stay collected when preparing for the stop. I then move right into turning, as to avoid her getting heavy on her front end. You want to stop, back up, get the weight off the front end, and then be turning to once again encourage the horse to drive with the hind end and keep the front end loose. So after the loping, I was really pleasantly surprised that she stayed soft. In bending, she's a little better right now to the left than the right. A few weeks ago, she was better to the right than the left, but that is the game when dealing with green horses. To back up, I take light contact with the reins, sit deep in the saddle with my legs in a stopping position, but adding pressure with the legs. Backing is still motion, so I'm encouraging that with my legs. We have also been working on a little bit of ground tying, so she is learning her manners that are getting much better. So here I am showing her ground.